YTPC, Board Smoking Pipes here. Well, it is Saturday, December 31st, New Year's Eve. What do you know? Down here in the backwoods, it's just another day. Trees still standing, leaves are still blowing. Today we're going to focused on talking about the C&D's Innsmouth. As much as I can focus. And housekeeping. Be the trusty Amigo 51 with the trusted Haunted Bookshop. I actually wrote this review on the 28th. I don't know. That would not be right. That's the date of the packaging. We done it the day after Christmas. 26th. But this can of Innsmouth that I have is stamped 6/28 of 21. So that puts it well over a year old. I smoked it in the Meerschaum anniversary pipe. That's that golf ball looking, bent apple, bulldog looking. You know the one. Probably seen it in the video right before this one. Really am starting to get a fondness for those Meerschaums. The fact that they can't ghost and doesn't mix the flavors from the last smoke to the next. It also puts me to thinking more along the lines of dedicating pipes again. I've always thought about it on a bookshop. I've always thought about it, but I've never really dedicated pipes. It sounds like a good idea, but I don't know. I'm one of those guys that my favorite pipe's the one I have in my hand, and my favorite tobacco is usually the one I pick up off my rack to smoke. It's not necessarily... Hang on, we're going to drop a window here. It's not necessarily... Well, I guess you can't say that with Haunted Bookshop. I've got it with me most of the time. I digress. Well, actually, I was enjoying Haunted Bookshop. Something about the Virginias in it. Well mixed. So, Innsmouth is a Virginia, Catarrhini, Perique, and Black Cavendish mixture from C&D, of course. I got a natural sweetness out of it and a mellow cream, kind of creamy. Cavendish is delivering a good thick smoke. I really got a good plume out of it, a lot like I was doing here a few minutes ago. Initially out of the box, the Perique really hits on the retrohale only. You can tell it's back there, but not until you blow it to your nose do you get that spice. It's a real enjoyable blend. The grassiness and the sweetness of the Virginia and the uniqueness of the Catarini really blend well. They play back and forth. Evidently, in my notes, they were both forward through the first 3/4 of the bowl with the Perique on the back end and the retrohale. Like I've already said, I considered it a very pleasant smoke. In the last quarter of the bowl, the sweetness fades to a light spiced Catarini. And my notes say that I would buy it again. I was really impressed with that blend. I don't know that. Don't think it would be my everyday. My everyday is haunted bookshop. It's hard to knock that out. Because I get the Virginias and the Perique out of it with the burley base. Although, here lately I've been leaning more towards vapors. Ever since I hit that Kris Kringle, I've been searching them out a little bit. Out of my collection, I haven't ordered anymore. Have an up and coming review for you. Not today, or at least not on this video. On Just For Him's Hornblower. This one's for the burley fans out there. I haven't got it written up, and I wouldn't do it justice just jabbering about it right now, so. I can tell you one thing. That big tall pipes like that and hornblower, no, wouldn't do it. I would smoke it in a more open pipe. You get the pleasant sweetness out of it, but this pipe here, corncob pipe, the General, that is going to be my Virginia blends, such as vapors and things only. I don't necessarily like my burleys out of that tall of a pipe. Of course, I didn't know that till I smoked it out of this pipe. And I like that pipe a lot. I like the way it smoked Kris Kringle and those other couple other ones. Vapors, Virginias. So, you get a chance to pick you up one, you like tall pipes, can't beat that. Something like $15. Good old knock around pipe for the car. A little bit of lawn work. Still have, oh yeah, I cracked the 10 on Exhausted Rooster too. We still have a review on that. I'll tell you a story about Exhausted Rooster when I get there. First time I ever had it. You might have even seen the video. Trusty golf tee. Nothing fancy, just practical. Well, 9 times out of 10, you see Ford using his finger. That finger. Mainly because I don't have much feeling on the end of that finger. But that little golf tee gets a more adequate pack. It fits the situation better. Oh. Local buddy of mine, not really a pipe smoker yet. He hand carved this at his house and brought it to me. He wants to get into carving pipes. He's enchanted with the woodwork and the metalwork, and he's interested in smoking them. He does vape right now. So I got him a Missouri Meerschaum little hardwood. Gave him some tobacco, kind of giving him the push. But check this thing out. That's cherry wood on the end. He made a stem out of walnut. And this is a gnarled brass fitting. Now, here's the kicker, boys. Take a look at that hole. That, my friends, is a 1/4-inch drill bit all the way through. Brothers, you can see a lot of light down that pipe. So, as a good friend would, I packed that bad boy full of haunted bookshop and I gave her a whirl. You sip real easy when you got that much open hole. Because you always sit there thinking, you're going to be an amber sooner or later come down that thing and hit me square on the tongue. But I have to say, check the size of that thing out, man. That thing is a haunted bookshop smoking fool. A little bit cumbersome on the on the mouthpiece. I got back with him and we worked on some design changes. We'll see where it goes. Don't know. I'll call it a BS one. That's his initials. That's another derogatory. Tell you what, I'll even pack it one more time and do a video with you. I put haunted bookshop down it for a reason, because I know what to expect out of it. I've learned that I like to break in my pipes with a familiar tobacco so that I can tell if I'm picking up something I shouldn't be. Of course, this old boy has been around so long, it went through my Latakia phase. And right now, one tobacco I like out of it the most is Haunted Bookshop. I have run a little bit of English mixture through it on and off this last year, but not much. Believe it or not, old Ford's kind of been dodging a Latakia this year. I know I got some friends out there that say, Ford, really? Especially after my Insantium of the Byzantium. I still have some of that in the cellar. I wouldn't imagine the Latakia is fading. It was a true lap bomb. Seen the video a couple days back of old matches. Talking about lightning storms, thunderstorms. I almost got hit by lightning twice. Wrong coffee cup, that one was cold. Guess this year I've learned to ease up on my draws on the pipes. Seems like the pipes last longer now. Better taste, less tongue bite, more time to smoke. Always said I could melt one down. I was an ex-cigarette smoker, so hard habit to break. I have a couple of cigar reviews coming up too. I got a hold of some of the Drew Estates Banditos. I'm really digging them. Of course, my Italian cigars, which I still haven't shown you the box to tell you the name of. Well, I'm puffing her good now. Got to thinking and forgot my rhythm. Well, I could probably talk your ear off all morning, but it's like 18 minutes in. Usually by now I'd have this pipe done, but then it's about halfway. I don't know, maybe 3/4. Well, if I don't get another video out today, I want to wish you all a happy New Year's. If you're going to imbibe in the liquid of life or any other high spirits, stay home. Don't drive. Be safe. Pull a curmudgeon. Put a drunken video up. I know. He didn't drink that much. His buddies did, though. Them boys were lit. It was funny, though. It was really funny. Seen P&G's still got Kris Kringle. Matter of fact, they got it on sale. Think about picking up a couple more tins and putting them in the cellar. I wouldn't mind throwing it right behind the haunted bookshop. A different pipe, of course. One like this. Man, I love the thickness of that bowl. She can get a little warm if I'm really toking on it, but you got that bottom half down there that you just kind of hang on to down here and keep your business going. This old boy don't have that one. One of the reasons why I hold it from the top. I can make them all hot. There's only one pipe I have that I can't make that hot, and that's that mortar that I had made by Carl, an artesian pipe. Still to date, well, except for this one, the only artesian pipe I own. This one's a prototype, a freehand prototype, he says. He's on his way. He's got, man, it's good looking. I mean, as far as if you look at the color, he's got the concepts down. And that bowl has some outstanding grain. He's got to work on his bore size, and he's got to work on this connection right here. It was because his sizing was off. He didn't take into account how brittle the wood was. It's all something they learn. I'd like to have a shop with a lathe and get my hand at it, but we raise rabbits. Every time I go to make another building out here, she puts rabbit stuff in it. Wow. 22-minute smoke. Ego 51. Mr. Brog. Pearwood pipe. I'd say, I'd have to look it up, but that's almost 5-year-old pipe. And it's not showing any signs of giving up. Got a good cake. It is a 9mm filter pipe, which I do not run filters in, but I do recommend because that seems like that open air chamber to it keeps it cool. Just wondering, I gotta look through my racks. I won't pull out my Scott's burner pipes. I kind of like them. YTPC, I imagine 24 minutes to me is more than anybody can handle anyway, so I'm going to get off here, finish this pipe. Y'all have a wonderful Saturday. Be safe out there. Old Ford signing out.